Hey there, Elder Statesman back here again with another deck tech. This time I've got the Boogeyman in the room, the MonoRed burn deck. So my version's fairly stock. I didn't go too deep into the pure burn. So I kept, for my creature suite, I've got the Firebrand, Lava Runner, Pyromancer, and the Chain Whirler. So basically the Wizard package, and I kept the Chain Whirler in there. I've got Shock, Lightning Strike, Skewer the Critics, and Wizard's Lightning for the burn package, and then I've got Light Up the Stage and Risk Factor as my card draw. Pretty simple, straightforward, just try to burn your opponent out as much as possible. We're going to play a couple games of this so people can see. It can do some nutty things. This deck's much better than the red deck was from the previous standard. So you need to be prepared. Your deck needs to have a plan on how to beat this deck. Alright. We'll give this a try here. That Shock's actually pretty nice. White, green. So, I could start hitting with Skewer the Critics, but I'm going to hold this up. What I'm worried about is a Johnny Pride mate, and so I want to leave the Shock available to kill that before it grows any bigger. Those are going to die next turn to the Chain Whirler, so I don't mind about those. Knight of Autumn is probably going to gain life, in which case it dies to the Chain Whirler. Gain 4 life, okay. So I don't need to use a burn spell on it. I will save this to activate the Skewer the Critics on a later turn. Well, that didn't take much. I still had some work to do with that extra life gain. See, when you play this deck, what you have to balance between is using your burn to remove blockers and take out creatures, and using your burn just go straight to the face. With the extra life gain he'd created, I needed to get more work done by my creatures. I needed them to get more damage in, so I was going to have to play a longer style. I couldn't just throw my burn at their face. It's definitely a balance you have to find. And if you're interested in reading, there's some great articles out there, old school articles, that help with playing this style of deck. Michael Flores had a great article called Who's the Beatdown? Adrian Sullivan, I believe, wrote one called The Philosophy of Fire. Both those are excellent if you want to learn how to play a burn style deck. I go first. This is an iffy hand. I mean, the straight burn's nice, but I don't have much in the way of interaction. But if I get some sort of card draw, that'd be good. And I've got 3 mana, which is nice. It'll allow me to cast everything in the deck. Mirror match. Oh, not what I wanted to draw. So this matchup here is one of those where the Who's the Beatdown comes into play. We're both probably playing the same deck. But in every individual game, one person is going to be the beatdown, one person is going to be the control, even though we're both playing aggro burn decks. It all comes down to, are you trying to win quickly before your opponent can establish themselves, or are you trying to play for the late game? A lot of that depends on what cards you have. Ooh, he got to light up the stage. That's good for him. So if I was trying to win quickly, I'd be throwing all my burn at his face. That would drop him down to 8. But then where do I get the last little bit of damage through? So I kind of need to get some repeatable damage, I think. So I'm going to use one of these lightning strikes to take out a blocker. And hope I draw into some card draw. So I ended up doing 1 damage less. I did 2 damage instead of 3 if I'd gone to the face, but potentially I can get another hit in next turn. Interesting, he took that one out. Oh, good. Shock is definitely what I'd rather use to take out creatures. That's a dangerous card right there. He has some crazy burst potential with that. I'm going to hold this in my hand as a bluff right now. I really need to draw into a light up the stage or a risk factor. Flame of Keld. He's definitely going for the burst. Put this so I can play both those spells if I need to. Gutter Stipe must die. You know, in hindsight, I probably should use the Wizard's Lightning, because it's less likely I'll be able to cast that for 1. So this is big turn from the Flame of the Keld. He's going to deal a bunch of damage to me. Let's see what he's got. Okay. That's going to deal 4, I believe. It deals an extra 2. So definitely going to prevent that damage. You know. So you can see the difference in the way we've been playing. I've been using literally all my burn to take out his creatures. He's been using some of his to do direct damage to me. So I have more repeatable sources of damage on the board. He's a little bit ahead of me, but long term I have more potential to deal damage. Could drop him to 8. He's drawing 2 cards. This could become a 4. He could burn me out. I need to leave a blocker back. And he's gotten 2 flames. I've killed already. I could use some card draw of my own. I really want to kill that, but I'm afraid he's going to cast a spell in response. Wow. Not good draws for me with the land. Now here's where he deals a bunch of damage to me. Okay, good. He didn't have... means he doesn't have anything he can cast this turn. Oh. I think that's going to get me, because this guy's going to be able to do 6, this guy's going to be able to do 3. Yep. Needed a little bit of card draw in there. Alright, we'll play one more here. Okay, I like that. I got some card draw there. Keep. No. My cat is sitting here, and every time she gets close to the keyboard, I get scared because she'll stand up and walk on it or whatever. And I've actually lost multiple games now because she stepped on the keyboard and turned on full control mode or skipped me past a phase or something like that. So this is a good spot to use the light up the stage. That out. I'll try to use that next turn. Seems like a good target for that lightning strike. That guy's gotta die. This is a very dangerous card for our deck. Prime Speaker. So, I can use the Lightning Strike, drop him to 11, this puts him essentially at 9, and then hope to draw into some burn spells with the chaining risk factors. My other choice is to Lightning Strike, use the Firebrand to kill that, deal 1, drop him to 13. I think at this point, the creatures are too powerful. I need to just go for the burn them out option. Man. Chain Whirler drops into 10. Nah, we're gonna go Risk Factor. Ooh, he took the damage. Okay. Yeah, I probably could have attacked with these and bluffed having a 1-mana burn spell to finish off the Prime Speaker and gotten him down to 5. Oh, we got some life gain. It's not too bad. Now, at this point, he almost has to let me draw cards. I mean, if he goes down to 4, he's essentially dropping himself to 2. I don't think the Lava Runner is going to get in for damage. So we're going to play a land. I'm going to pitch that. To the risk factor. Ooh, he took it. He must have some life gain. Okay. Does have some life gain. But 6. There's a lot of cards I can draw that can win me the game because these two drop into 4. The Chain Whirler activation drops into 3, and I got a lot of cards in my deck that can deal 3 damage. That one works. We're going to do it this way so I maximize my mana. Just in case I need to cast like a second light up the stage. That got it. And then Chain Whirler. And exact. So this is what I'm talking about when you have to decide between switching between taking out creatures and just going for the straight burn. I had the option I could have taken out the Prime Speaker Vanifer. But in the end, he never even really used the ability. And if I hadn't used that 3 damage, I wouldn't have been able to kill my opponent that turn. It's the kind of thing you just kind of have to get a feel for from practice. But anyways, this is the deck. You're going to see it a lot. Everybody's playing variations of this. There's some that are more burn heavy. You saw the guy playing the Gutter Snipe. There's the Spear Spewer that taps to deal 1 damage to both players as a way to activate Spectacle and just ping every turn. So you'll see variations, but it all comes down to it's MonoRed burn. And you need to be prepared to deal with that. Have some sort of life gain, some way to mitigate the damage, early blockers, that sort of thing. So, anyways, this is the last video for the week. So starting next week, we'll have the quick draft for Ravnica Legions available. So I'm going to go back to doing 2 drafts and 1 deck tech week for the next couple weeks. We'll see. At the time when I'm filming this, I haven't seen the results yet from the Star City Games tournament. The first one using the new set, so I'll hopefully have some new decks to build to showcase to you guys. But if you enjoy aggro decks, this is right now the premier aggro deck in the format. And if you don't enjoy aggro decks, be prepared to play against this deck because you're going to see it a lot. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe. Go ahead and comment down below if there's any decks you'd like to see me do a deck tech on. If you have any ideas for budget decks, and if there's anything you would have done differently in the gameplay. And we will see you again on Monday.